The Little Red Riding Hood. There was once upon a time a little country girl born in a village, the prettiest little creature that ever was seen. Her mother was beyond reason excessively fond of her, and her grandmother yet much more. This good woman caused to be made for her a little red riding hood, which made her look so very pretty that everybody called her the Little Red Riding Hood. One day, her mother, having made some custards, said to her, "Go, my little Biddy," for her Christian name was Biddy, "go and see how your grandmother does, for I hear she has been very ill, and carry her a custard and this little pot of butter." The Little Red Riding Hood sets out immediately to go to her grandmother, who lived in another village. As she was going through the wood, she met with a gossip wolf, who had a good mind to eat her up. But he did not dare because of some woodcutters that were in the forest. He asked of her whither she was going. The poor child, who did not know how dangerous a thing it is to stay and hear a wolf talk, said to him, "I am going to see my grandmamma and carry her a custard pie and a little pot of butter my mamma sends her." "Does she live far off?" said the wolf. "Oh, aye," said the Little Red Riding Hood, "on the other side of the mill below yonder, at the first house in the village." "Well," said the wolf, "and I'll go and see her too. I'll go this way, and you go that, and we shall see who will be there soonest." The wolf began to run as fast as he was able, the shortest way, and the little girl went the longest, diverting herself in gathering nuts, running after butterflies, and making nosegays of all the little flowers she met with. The wolf was not long before he came to the grandmother's house. He knocked at the door. Tock, tock. "Who's there?" "Your granddaughter, the Little Red Riding Hood," said the wolf, counterfeiting her voice. "Who has brought you a custard pie and a little pot of butter mamma sends you?" The good grandmother, who was in bed because she found herself somewhat ill, cried out, "Pull the bobbin and the latch will go up." The wolf pulled the bobbin, and the door opened, upon which he fell upon the good woman and ate her up in the 10th part of a moment, for he had eaten nothing for above 3 days before. After that he shut the door and went into the grandmother's bed, expecting the Little Red Riding Hood, who came some time afterwards, and knocked at the door. Tock, tock. "Who's there?" The Little Red Riding Hood, who, hearing the big voice of the wolf, was at first afraid, but believing her grandmother had got a cold and was grown hoarse, said, "It is your granddaughter, the Little Red Riding Hood, who has brought you a custard pie and a little pot of butter mamma sends you." The wolf cried out to her, softening his voice as much as he could, "Pull the bobbin and the latch will go up." The Little Red Riding Hood pulled the bobbin, and the door opened. The wolf, seeing her come in, said to her, hiding himself under the clothes, "Put the custard and the little pot of butter upon the stool, and come into bed to me." The Little Red Riding Hood undressed herself and went into bed, where she was very much astonished to see how the grandmother looked in her night clothes. So she said to her, "Grandmamma, what great arms you have got." "It is the better to embrace thee, my pretty child." "Grandmamma, what great legs you have got." "It is to run the better, my child." "Grandmamma, what great ears you have got." "It is to hear the better, my child." "Grandmamma, what great eyes you have got." "It is to see the better, my child." "Grandmamma, what great teeth you have got." "It is to eat thee up." And upon saying these words, this wicked wolf fell upon the Little Red Riding Hood and ate her up. The moral. From this short story easy we discern what conduct all young people ought to learn, but above all the growing ladies fair, whose orient rosy blooms begin to appear, who beauties in the fragrant spring of age, With pretty airs young hearts are apt to engage. Ill do they listen to all sorts of tongues, since some enchant and lure like sirens' songs. No wonder, therefore, 'tis if overpowered, so many of them has the wolf devoured. The wolf, I say, for wolves too sure there are of every sort and every character. Some of them mild and gentle-humored be, of noise and gall and rancor wholly free, who tame, familiar, full of complacence, ogle and leer, languish, cajole, and glance, with luring tongues and language wondrous sweet, follow young ladies as they walk the street, even to their very houses and bedside, and though their true designs they artful hide, yet, these simpering wolves, who does not see, most dangerous of all, wolves, in fact be.